I love the fact that one of the things that we need to change on that intro is we are now over 10 million raised by One Hope Wines. So that is so fantastic that, you know, it's one of those things that we've said this millions of times, but I think it bears repeating. Stephanie and I, when we first met, we knew we wanted to do something together. We didn't know exactly how it would work, but we came up with this show, and ever since then it's been going very, very strong, thanks to you guys getting out there and supporting these wonderful programs like tonight's guest, the Aziza Project, and so many different things. You know, this is one of my favorite times of the week. It truly is. I get to hang out with some really, really good people. Steph and I, we talk throughout the week, but I mean, it's always a great time. But this is one of my favorite times because we get to learn about these wonderful, wonderful programs that are out there. So, I do want to thank Steve Solis because Steve has joined our sponsorship team for the 6th annual Chili Cook-Off and Poker for Pediatrics. So Steve will be there on December 3rd at Key Largo Lounge as we do what we're trying to do and get books, children's books, into the pediatric centers of all the Northern Colorado hospitals. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it every day until the Christmas time comes. Steal this idea from me. Get together with a group of your people from around your neighborhood and collect kids' books. And I'm sorry, I can only use one arm right now. Have people sign the inside. This is from the Samos family. Name sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? But this is from the Samos family. And on the bottom, it says, "To our little hero." The nurse is going to write some child's name right there and hand the child the book. This is going to give this individual child something that trip wasn't all bad. Something good happened. Somebody from the community came forth and supported him. And I think it's one of the things that I'm, proudest of, is creating this chili cook-off and book drive. Used to be a toy drive, but of course COVID kind of told us you can't do that no more, and we kind of like the book idea anyway. But one of the other things that we do collect are like board games and stuff for the family waiting rooms. Look, so many kids are in there. And, mom and dad can't just drop the kids off and say, hey, we'll be back whenever we're back. Watch our kid while we're going to go in and sit in the hospital with another one. So, you know, books for books for the family waiting rooms, religious scriptures of all faiths. Make sure that we're not, being too judgmental there, I guess is the best way to put it. Look, we are our own faith. We all have our own faith, and we all support our own faith. But you need to remember, not everybody, this is the land of freedom of religion. That needs to be remembered. This is a land of freedom of religion. So let's make sure that we take care of all kids, support all children. Because even though you could be like me, where I love my kids, yours not so much, every kid still deserves a chance. And if we take care of these children, in turn, in time, they're going to take care of us. Or in my case, probably just put me out to pasture, which either or right now sounds pretty good to me. I also want to take in and do something a little personal right now. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who donated. It's a done deal. It's there's a giant hole going straight through my shoulder right now. They went in to go and do a rotator cuff surgery and found out that most of my damage was in my bicep muscle. I had quite a bit of fraying from the bicep muscles, and it just wasn't that pretty. So, folks, this surgery wouldn't happen without your help, and I thank you for that. My insurance got changed on me, and all of a sudden, I was stuck with a bill that I could not have come up with the money right away. We put out a GoFundMe and asked you guys to help, and you guys stepped up, and you guys did something amazing. You truly did. And I appreciate it. What I would like to ask is, you guys supported me when I was down. Let's support some of these other causes. And I still need a little bit of help with medications and stuff. Go to communitypayitforward. www.communitypayitforward.us. Go on to the verified mission partners. Go through there, look for something, shop with them. Scan the little QR code that you see. This is going to be tricky. That's up there. I had to do a little cross arm there, and that was a little interesting, but scan that QR code, and it's very easy. All you got to do is take and pick a partner to shop with. And when you do that, attach the receipt they give you to that QR code. Then your job is done. You've made a payment, you've made a purchase, and now because you've attached that receipt to that QR code, the Aziza Project or a family or one of the other nonprofits that we work with, they're going to receive a portion of your purchase, all because you shopped with them. So I ask you to please keep it up. You guys started, and I got my surgery because of you. That's just the best way for me to say it. And I thank you for that. So, well, it is time. I am going to bring on my hero, my goddess of the grape, Miss Stephanie Samos. How are you doing, sweetie?
I'm so happy to be here and so happy that you're on your way to healing. That was
Yeah.
a nice
Yeah.
don't use that arm.
Oh, even if I wanted to, there ain't no using this arm right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty sore.
Well, you are a trooper, and I mean, I know I'm so glad to be here, and it's for a really, really good purpose tonight.
Well, it's it's one of those things, and as we mentioned 2 weeks ago, and even when I talked to Stephanie before that and had her as a guest on just a regular packed show, um, you know what what she's talking about, I have had personal experience with,
Right.
and I understand the stress that she goes through, and the women like her go through, and that feeling of, well, why the hell isn't anybody listening to me?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to bring her on. But Stephanie, let's do this first. Tell us a little bit about you, and congratulations on 10 million.
Sure. So if you're joining us for the first time, well, you may be joining from the PACT channels. If you are over there, make sure you join us on the community Pay It Forward One Hope fundraising group page on Facebook, because that's where we stream live every month. We share things throughout the month over there, and we're live there. So if you're watching us from there, yay. And I'm glad you're over there, because you get to meet these incredible nonprofit organizations that we get to support, like the Aziza Project. And Stephanie is so incredible in everything she's doing, and using her story to push this project and advocate for other women. I, in a different way, have personal experience, so I understand her mission, and I think it's so important, because I think it's not spoken about enough. I'll say that it's not spoken about enough. When people are having problems, they feel alone because nobody's talking about it. So I give Steph all the kudos for going out there and sharing as much as she does, and really advocating for the best care through the Aziza Project. And I can't wait to hear more from her tonight. But so I am a cause entrepreneur with One Hope Wine. And what I do is I specialize in fundraising, gifting, private wine events, and wine delivery. 'Tis the season, friends. I mean, we're approaching Halloween, soon after that, the other holidays. And it's just such a nice feeling to be able to pour a glass of wine or send a gift over the holiday season, and know that you're supporting the nonprofit organization that's important to you. Yes, you get to choose where your 10% is going. But through these events that Zach and I do together, for every $50 we raise collectively as a group, I personally donate another 25. So it's a really great way, through just 2 cases of wine, approximately, the organization's getting $75, So together, if you think about that, how many bottles of wine do you gift throughout the year over the holiday season? Just over the holiday season. Tis the season, right? But yes, we hit the $10 million mark, and it is really incredible to see the donations go out in this way, and and make a big impact for especially the smaller organizations that need that push, and need to get out there in front of more people to hear what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, I mean, you can still order now and have your wines delivered for your Halloween party.
Oh yeah.
You can most definitely have it ready for Thanksgiving dinner, for Christmas dinner, for Christmas parties, for holiday parties. And there's this one, what's New Year's. I've heard that people like popping corks on New Year's.
Of course. But yes, it
So,
is not too late for Halloween. 3 to 5 business days, depending on where you are across the US, and you'll have your wine right at your doorstep, and the donation is made to that nonprofit.
and it comes beautifully packaged and ready to go, including what Stephanie likes to do and share with mom and dad, a little trick or treat gift herself. You want to
Yeah.
show that off?
Yeah. So we do have minis. They're really cute. I like to say, if you're a mom on the go trick or treating, and you maybe have coffee in here, spill the coffee out and replace it. Guys. No,
But
not
But
encouraging
please
that.
drink responsibly.
Yes, especially if you're driving. That was just a joke.
Yeah.
But I do love these to hand out over the holidays. You know, drivers, mail person, you know, mail delivery, Amazon drivers, all the things. Like it's a quick, easy like thank you, and they really do appreciate it. So I love having them on hand, and they're on the website as well, and they can support the Aziza Project through the link.
That's right. They're small, but their impact is very large. Just remember that right now. So, well, Stephanie, I think it's time. Let's go on ahead and bring in our wonderful guest. Once again, we were introduced to Stephanie Berman last month. Her and I talked, and it was amazing because I understood her story, and as a guy, she really awoken me to a lot of things that I wasn't quite sure of, because I was in a situation before where I heard somebody continuously be told, "We can't find nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing, 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 nothing." And then that person got very, very defeated, and things went, well, I'm just going to be honest here. Things went to hell for her. And she still hasn't recovered, and it's something that, you know, I'm hoping that this will help her out. I'm hoping that we can get her connected. But our guest founded the Aziza Project with the purpose of hope. Stephanie Berman, how are you doing, sweetie?
I'm okay. I'm actually doing better than I was 30 minutes ago, so that's good. We'll take it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So we know you are still going through the aftershocks. Aftershocks are the best way to say it, of your last treatment. But
Yeah.
You know, these are something that I guess with all good comes a little bit of pain, maybe.
Yeah.
So do you wanna go on ahead and just fill in the blanks on where you want to start from there?
Okay.
I know that we've got the permission from Dr. Bab to share something with you guys, so you guys can kind of see this beautiful clinic. It really is. It's very unique, and I'm going to tell you something. What we're going to watch, he's talking about the gown. And all I can think of is this, you know, me and my big ass hanging out the back of that gown, and I have to walk and go to the bathroom before my surgery. And I'm like, man, nobody needs to see this stuff. So
it looks like a vacation to me, Zach, with 5 kids here. I just want to go for the experience.
Seriously,
yeah.
It felt like coming home in a way, walking in, because this was my second visit this year to the clinic. Now, I'll be honest with you. And he's like, "I don't want to see you back here for this again."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. It took me a few hours to get over that comment. But by the end, I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. I don't want to come back for this again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So going back to Tulsa, I mean, and I live in southeastern Washington state. And so finding a provider that is knowledgeable about complex gynecological issues is extremely difficult. I mean, I think I mentioned last time we did visit the vulvar pain clinic at the University of Washington in Seattle, and they basically sent us right back out the door with no answers.
Yeah.
And that's not okay. But I also understand that not every gynecologist is going to be able to solve complex issues. So that's why we need to elevate people like Dr. Bab, who know what they're doing and want to help. So yeah, I flew from southeastern Washington to Tulsa via Denver. Zach, I'm gonna have to tell you, we just about missed our flight coming home. We had to run, and you don't even realize it. Okay, sorry, this is a rabbit trail. If there
that airport is just evil. It truly is. It's beautiful, but it's downright evil.
Yeah, because we came into gate B58 and had to get to B62, but literally we didn't even realize they're like, that's like, sounds like 4 gates down, right? No, that's like a quarter mile away.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds about like DIA in a trip.
So here I was after my procedure, running through the airport. We had 10 minutes to get off the plane and get to the other gate before our other flight was supposed to leave.
Jeez.
And we made it. My husband had to run through the airport ahead of me, and he heard the final boarding call for our flight. He could see the gate, so he just started yelling, "Hold the plane!" And the gal at the gate just kind of put her microphone down at that point. She's like, "What do I do now?"
You kind of get that image in your head of somebody putting their foot in the elevator door to, where the door doesn't hold the plane.
Yeah, that's a good illustration for how that felt. So I ran part of the way, but then I was totally out of breath because we both forgot you're 5,000 feet.
Yeah. Yep.
It's really hard to run at 5,000 feet if you're not used to it. So
oh hell, it's hard to run when you're used to it, supposedly.
Yeah,
so
sure. So that was our adventure coming home. But going back to Tulsa, and the experience of being there, yeah, it was like coming home, walking into the clinic, and that was it was special. Like I don't know, it's just maybe I'm weird, but I don't like the feeling of going all the way to Tulsa empty-handed. So last time we took Dr. Bab a couple of books that a friend of mine had written on a topic that he was very familiar with. And then this time we wanted to go a little bit more original and try to figure out like what's a food from the Pacific Northwest that he can't get in Tulsa. But all we could come up with was like wine and like chocolate chip cherries and apples and stuff like that. And a lot of the things were, like jams, like, apple jam or cherry jam or whatever. And all of these things we were coming up with, we couldn't take with us because we weren't planning to check our bag. We were just going to take one carry-on because we were only going 3 nights. And so then my husband went to, we have a little, like a local kind of general store. It's called a country mercantile. So where they have a lot of local artisan food stuff. And he ran across artisan pasta that's created by another nonprofit local to us, who helps women, whether they have like a sex trafficking background or like a domestic violence or homelessness background, get back on their feet, teach them to be like chefs and stuff and make this pasta. And so we're like, oh, that'll work. So we took it along with us. And now we're back in Tulsa, and I walk into the clinic. Dr. Bab's wife is sitting at the reception desk, and we met her in January when we were there. But then she wasn't feeling well. It was this whole thing. We had gone to the clinic in January on the day we flew in because there was an insurance issue we wanted to make sure got cleared up. Met her that day, and then she missed the next day on my actual appointment day because she wasn't feeling well. So we walk in now in October, and there she is sitting at the desk, a week after she's emailed me and said, hey, I'm taking a step back from the clinic. And so I'm like, Emily, what are you doing here? And she's like, well, our other medical assistant is out for the day. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I hand her the bag. We'd gone to Starbucks for breakfast, so I'd stuck the pasta in a carrying Starbucks bag. So I hand her the bag. I'm like, well, you can actually open this because I was planning to give it to Dr. Bab, but here's Emily's wife. And so she pulls out the pasta. She's like, we love artisan pasta. Great. We had a home run with that one. So it's just great. And then, she took us back to the patient parlor, and we kicked back there for a few minutes, got something to drink, and then talked with Dr. Bab, and he asked about symptoms. I filled him in. We decided, and then from there, from the consultation room, we went to the the actual exam room, and then he did his big exam that he always does. He's like, yep, your pelvic floor is all spasmed again. I'm like, oh, goody. So it was Botox and a pudendal nerve block for me the next day.
Well,
So,
why don't we take real quick, and Dr. Bab has given us the permission to share something from his TikTok, and we definitely would suggest anybody go on and watch. He's got tons of videos about his clinic, and I mean there is some really cool stuff there about his clinic. So, but this is just one of the videos that is on there. Once again, it's TikTok.com at Dr. Corey Babb. So we're going to play this real quick, and you can kind of see a little bit about what makes them different. If I can get it to play.
Hey friends, it's Dr. Corey Babb here at the Haven Center for Sexual Medicine and Vulvovaginal Disorders in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know a lot of you have expressed concerns about where your clothes have to be during your gynecologic exam, and I wanted to show you what we do differently here. We have a private changing area in our exam room. Behind this screen is a mirror, a place to hang your clothes, a comfy place to sit while you're getting changed, all those things to make sure that your clothes stay out of the visibility of anyone else who comes into the room. Have you ever been to an office that has paper gowns, or maybe those like hospital gowns that are really itchy and scratchy? Well, here at the Haven Center, we chose to get spa robes. These are soft, they're nice, they provide full coverage. And so when you're having your exam, you know that nothing is going to be seen that doesn't need to be seen at that exact moment. Another thing we chose here at the Haven Center was to have an exam chair. Now this can recline if we needed to. It has foot holders, but when you're just sitting and talking to someone, especially before an exam, you don't have to be leaning back awkwardly or anything. You can sit here in relative comfort. You know, as a gynecologist, something I always looked at was what people had to put their feet in. You know, at other places I've been, we had reusable stirrup covers or just the same old one. Well, here at the Haven Center, we actually had custom stirrup covers made. These are changed with every patient. They're washed, laundered, sanitized, so you know your foot is never going to be on something that someone else's foot has been on. Another thing that always bothered me was having to stand outside of the exam room door and be like, hey, are you ready? You know, have you changed yet? Because sometimes people take different amounts of time to change. So we created a system that when you hit this little button over here, it lets us know you're ready. Light comes on outside. So you can take as much time as you need to get changed and never have to worry about someone walking in while you're getting changed.
We know that gynecology visits are not anything that anyone really.
So he the microphone on the rest of that kind of when he had a problem with that, but I just want to say this about it. That's extensive. That's comfort at a whole nother level. From, I mean, Stephanie Samosa, have you ever been at a doctor's appointment where they give that much care? I mean, your foot stirrups are covered and laundered before someone else uses it. That is amazing.
let me say something really quick. He doesn't even use the stirrups if he doesn't have to. The chair has a tray that slides out from underneath the seat, and he prefers to use the tray rather than the stirrups, unless he has to. So I've never used his stirrups or his stirrup covers.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, that looks above and beyond. I can relate to even the light when you're dressed. I just had a baby. So like my last few months of those appointments were like very, you know, especially hospital time, knock, knock, and whoosh, the door opens, right? And you're a lot slower when you're pretty pregnant. In my situation recently, I can relate to that so much. And that's like comforting to know that you're actually in charge of when somebody's going to bust through that door, you know, and not just knock, knock and open and then whoosh. So, I love that. And I love the spa robe idea too, because those paper things are awkward. And I think any woman watching this can totally go, wow, and relate to everything he was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'll be honest with you. I think even every guy out there can sit there and go, man, that is, you know, like I was just saying, Monday afternoon, I'm in this giant purple paper gown thing, and you're kind of sitting there going, oh, well, this is awesome, but I mean, yeah, just everything about that, the quaintness, like you said, that whole, I have control of when the doctor comes in. That doctor's not going to surprise me and walk in, mid pant leg or something like that. I think that's so cool. I really do. I love everything about that. Once again, you can find Dr. Babb's page on his TikTok at Dr. Corey Babb. Go on there. They're I'd say probably close to 30 to 50 videos on there. Every single one of them is talking about a different thing, the introduction to the clinic and beyond. But this is the coolest thing about Dr. Babb is, one, he has led to the Aziza Project. He gave Stephanie the courage, the hope to build the Aziza Project. So let's get into more about the Aziza Project, and let's talk about, first off, talk about your goals.
To bring hope to women who are suffering from complex gynecological problems by providing funding for them to see doctors like Dr. Babb. And right now, Dr. Babb is the only doctor we're working with. So if you're looking for a doctor and you have a complex gynecological problem and need financial help to see a doctor, it'd be Dr. Babb. So far we've helped 2 teenage girls. One was a pre-professional ballerina who was bleeding about triple what she should have been. And so we were able to get her a virtual consultation. Yes, Dr. Babb does virtual consultations with anyone, anywhere in the world. So that's always an option. And so we were able to get that pre-professional ballerina some information into her hands so they could try to figure out what was going on. And then the other was a recent high school graduate from Tulsa, actually, who is also having some similar problems.
One of the other goals is to, I don't want to say create more Dr. Babbs, but help with the funding of education for some of these individuals who are going to college for gynecological studies.
Correct.
You want to help them to get this professional and this thorough instruction.
Yeah, so I would love to be able to offer like medical school scholarships for people who want to become gynecologists who specialize in these complex issues, as well as to be able to sponsor existing doctors who want to kind of up their game a little bit, whether that's they want to, specialize in complex gynecological problems and shadow Dr. Babb to get there, or, just go and whether that's, follow Dr. Babb around for a week and see, okay, what can I learn from you so that I can know what sort of patients to send your way. And be able to help them a little bit with expenses while they're staying in Tulsa to do that.
Yeah. There's so much, and you're fairly new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've only been around since January.
Okay. One of the questions that that we love to ask, we know that money is the king. Okay, we know that money is what you need. What are some of the other things, Stephanie, that people can offer you guys? And I think one of them, I'm not even sure if we mentioned this, but introductions to other gynecological doctors who have this extensive training, I think would be a huge need.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll take introductions to other doctors. We'll take the big one that came to mind right away for me was actually looking for some volunteers to help carry the load. My social media volunteer quit today because she had some issues come up. So I would love to get some help with social media and kind of figuring out plans there. I thought I had another one that I thought, the other one that I'm looking for, and this would going back to introductions, small business owners, or really business owners of any size business. We are getting our corporate sponsorship program up and running. So what we want is to have businesses come alongside us and say, hey, we'll sponsor the Aziza Project for $300 a year or $25 a month. And then we'll do some like social media stuff for them, like say, thank them on social media, put their logo on our website and that sort of thing. So if anybody's interested in that, send me an email and I can get you more information on that too.
And one of the things that with these businesses, if they come to the Community Pay It Forward program, and if they sign with us and they said, you know what, I heard about you was you were talking to Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
I really like what you guys are doing. We'll give Stephanie a quarter of whatever they sign with us. Okay. Yeah. So if they sign a platinum package, you could really do a lot of good with that, a gold package. I don't care if it's the $150 silver package, still giving $35 or math isn't my strong suit right now, but even giving her $35 is something great. You guys are not one of the large ones that you're more likely to lose $35 than use it. You guys are still at that, in which, God love every nonprofit out there, but $35 means so much to you right now because it helps you progress and do things.
Yeah.
What does the rest of this year look like for the Aziza Project after you get some resting done?
Yeah, so I'm actually back in the saddle now. The rest of my week looks pretty busy, but the rest of the year looks like figuring out our Giving Tuesday campaign, because our social media volunteer was working on that. But I've got another nonprofit contact that I'm probably going to go back to and be like, what do I do? What does this look like? What do I need to be prepared for? So there's that. We have another patient. We had one patient screening so far in October. So that's the other thing that people can do to support us is send us patients. Talk about us. That's the other thing I was going to say is please talk about the Aziza Project with your friends. Let them know we're out there. Send them to our website. We do have a monthly newsletter that you can forward to people, and they can sign up from there. So that's super handy too. But yes, the rest of the year, hopefully getting that patient financial aid information in so we can get it reviewed, maybe even get her funded. I don't know if her appointment would be able to happen by the end of the year. It just depends on how busy Dr. Babb is. And then starting to work on policies and procedures for how we talk with providers and how they talk with us and what we expect from them, what they can expect from us. And yes, here is our brand new website. It just launched on October 1st. I absolutely love it.
It's a beautiful, beautiful website. I love this. The hope is here. It's a lot of times, Stephanie, this, and both of you, Stephanies, we both know that, look, there's time when hope is just the most important thing, because when hope is damaged, it really does a lot of bad things to you personally. So, but this is at the azizaproject.org, azizaproject.org. Go and check it out. Just look at it and go through. If you want to donate directly to the Aziza Project, Community Pay It Forward will never take cash donations for anyone. We will tell you where to get a hold of them. Right here is a donate button. Go to the donate button and you can send money directly to them. We don't want anything to do with their money that does not come through Community Pay It Forward program. So, but you definitely visit the website, azizaproject.org. So that's a beautiful, beautiful website. Stephanie?
I was just going to ask, so Stephanie, if someone's listening to this and they're like, oh, I've had something going on, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, what are the kinds of symptoms or things that you are, approaching Dr. Babb with. Just if somebody's listening to this and they kind of have something circling that's going on that maybe they're unsure what it is, you experience this. So if you can touch upon maybe some symptoms and things that people might want to look for.
Yeah. So the way I kind of break it down is 4 areas, 4, not 3, 4. If you have something dermatological going on, like you've got like a weird spot all of a sudden, and you're not sure what it is, and your primary care doctor isn't sure what it is, that's something that Dr. Babb can help with. If you have something that might be nervy going on, and that would look like itching. And so if you've been dealing with chronic itching and it's not a yeast infection because you've been swabbed for yeast infection 6 times and it always comes back negative, and you've ruled out like STIs and stuff like that, then it might be a nerve thing. And then muscles would just be like kind of general soreness down there. And that can even be itching too, because if the muscles tighten, they squeeze the nerves that run through them. And when the nerves get squeezed, they get itchy. And then the other one would be hormonal. And again, that can often manifest as itching too. And hormonal, again, then there's other things too, like bacterial vaginosis, which would be like excess discharge that smells kind of fishy, if I remember correctly. None of this is medical advice. So yeah, just honestly, if you're dealing with any sort of vulvovaginal weirdness, just contact me. Shoot me a text or send me an email or use the contact form on our website. And I can kind of, I'm not a doctor. I'm not even a nurse. I have no medical training, but I can at least say, yeah, that sounds interesting. Let's call Haven Center. And, we've kind of got it set up where, he's got a gal working in the office now. Her name is Brandy. And so I will, I'll talk to the patient first. And if it sounds complex enough, I'll say, hey, call Haven Center, talk to Brandy, explain your symptoms to her. She'll talk to Dr. Babb. He'll say, oh, this is the Aziza Project. And yes, that sounds like something we can handle, or no, that's something we can't handle. Brandy will call the patient back if it's something they, if it's not complex enough for them, say, Brandy would call them back. And then if it is complex enough for them, then Brandy would send me an email saying, hey, this sounds like something we can handle. And then the Aziza Project works their magic with the financial aid side to get the patient, usually a virtual consultation to start. Because there are things that Dr. Babb can do in a virtual consultation, even though there are things that he definitely can't do. Like he can't actually diagnose, treat, or prescribe in a virtual consultation setting. But what he can do is write up a list of recommendations for somebody to take to their local provider. And if their local provider is willing to be a team player, Dr. Babb can then work with them to help the patient in question without the patient in question having to travel to Tulsa.
Well, and it also arms the patient with a little bit of more information when they take it to their doctor.
Yeah.
If it's coming from somebody who's got, specialty training in this. Stephanie, I would like you to real quick talk about some of the difficulties that you have experienced, or you've heard other women who have experienced them. And that way we kind of know what to look for, either the women themselves or people around the women. And when they start to see them suffering a little bit, maybe this is, this can be the time when we say, hey, I think this is a road we could travel.
Right. So some more specific symptoms, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, if you would.
So itching, stinging, burning, excess discharge, weird spots, whether that's black, white, gray, painful intercourse, menopausal type symptoms, especially if you're under 40. hot flashes, those sorts of things. If you're over 40, it's considered normal, or a normal time frame to go through menopause, even though the average age somebody will go through menopause in the United States is between 51 and 52, if I remember correctly. It's World Menopause Day today, and Dr. Bab just did a video about it, so that's why it's in my head. And so, those would be the big things. The excess discharge, the burning, stinging, the plaque, almost like extra like skin spots. I don't know how to there's this condition called lichen sclerosis, which manifests with basically lichen plaques on the skin. And you can see them because they're a different color than your normal skin. They're usually white. And so if you're seeing that and your doctor has no idea what it is, and they've done skin scrapings, stuff like that, but they haven't actually biopsied it yet, that would be a good step to take, or a reason to contact the Aziza Project, and we can get you hooked up with Haven Center to see if that's what they're thinking as well, if that makes sense.
When it comes to like the menopausal, when it's excessive, in which, when it all begins, doesn't it kind of, when it begins at first, it all seems a little excessive because you're not used to it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm in very close contact to somebody who has terrible, and I mean terrible, heat flashes. And they are just, it's miserable for. And then if you stand beside her, I mean, physically, you can, radiate heat. And it's such a weird, such an odd thing, but I know that I feel for her so bad. But those are also something you should look out for.
Yeah, for sure. And and people who are suffering from those types of menopause symptoms don't have to suffer. There are the North American Menopause Society wrote up guidelines for menopause treatment, and not a lot of doctors are following them. So you can actually go to, I believe it's menopause.org, and they have Dr. Bab is one. He's a nationally certified menopause practitioner, and they have a provider directory on their website where you can find nationally certified menopause practitioners who would be or should be following those menopause treatment recommendations.
Stephanie, did you have anything else that you wanted to bring up real quick, or?
No, I mean, I love how you put everything out there, Steph. And I feel like this will reach somebody who knows somebody that needs this kind of extra push and extra help. So thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing, your experiences. And I just love that through your experience are helping so many others along their journey too. Nobody should be living in pain, and your story with just being able to cook in the kitchen without pain is just so impactful. So, so just thank you for putting it all out there.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, no problem. And just one of the things that I want to say, and this is kind of this is personal, but it's just truthful. If you're feeling pain and a doctor, and you can't figure out what's wrong, be consistent, be persistent. You know your body better than anybody else will ever know your body. A doctor may know your physiology, but he doesn't know your pain. They don't know your pain level. And if you suffer on a day-to-day basis, but because you've been beat down, you've been wore down, and you just let it go, it's not going to get better.
Yeah.
Programs like the Aziza Project are out here because you know what? They understand there's something wrong. And this is a good thing. because it's about time that people have a place to go.
Mhm.
People who have suffered, people who are suffering long enough. I think that medical, in which, medical field is one of the things that a lot of the procedures have advanced throughout the years, but it seemed like medical care is kind of taking a hit.
Mhm.
And, Steph, you and I have been communicating over the loss of a friend of yours because that care just wasn't there. Look, there's a point of, you know, I don't want to put the responsibility completely on the doctors for this, but look, medical directors really need to start taking a look at this and say, you know what, it's about time that we get back to letting people be patients, be doctors, and figure stuff out, because we're leaving people uh, at their own will, and it's turning out terrible.
Yeah.
So, Stephanie, I want to take, and I want to reiterate everything that uh, Steph was talking. Thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for your story, and thank you for doing what you're doing. I know that we can do some great things and help out some wonderful people. And one of the other things is, just because the month is going to come to an end in 2 weeks doesn't mean you can't support the Aziza Project with One Hope Wines or Community Pay It Forward. We are building a long-term relationship so we can continue to support Stephanie and everyone that's having problems with this. So, Stephanie, you have any last words? You have anything that you'd like to tell people before we let Stephanie continue?
I was just going to say, just reach out. I'm here to help. Dr. Bab's here to help. He always says there's hope, there's help, there's Haven Center, is at a lot of the end of his videos. And so just reach out and I'll see what I can do to help.
Again, you know your body better than anyone. If you know there's a problem, make sure that you get satisfied, that the answers that you go with are satisfied. Don't let people guess anymore. So, but thank you very much, Stephanie. I appreciate it. If you want to stick around, that would be great. If you've got to pop off, we understand. But it's time for Stephanie to do her little bit, the wonderful giving us information. And by the way, I'm looking at Candy again, so this makes me happy.
It's funny because you're going back and forth, Stephanie, and
I know.
the two of us are just looking at you like, which one? No.
Yeah, and think about this. I'm high doing this right now. I'm on pain pills. So trying to remember, oh God, what's her name? Stephanie. Yeah, geez. So,
we kept it easy for you tonight, Zach.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So keeping this light and fun, you guys, as everyone is preparing for, Halloween gatherings and festivities. It is not too late to have some wine delivered to your door that gives back to the Aziza Project. You heard all the ways that you can support the Aziza Project tonight. One Hope Wine is just one of the ways. And we have a flash sale on 2 mix packs going on this week only, just dropped. So I wanted to highlight those so that everyone was kind of familiar with what was going on. Yes, what you see on your screen right now is the QR code that goes directly to the Aziza Project fundraiser through One Hope Wine. So you can take out your camera on your phone, hold it up to that QR code. It will take you directly to that link where you can shop to support. And any purchase through that link is going to support and give back 10%. And of course, as we collectively raise $50, every $50, there's no limit to this. Every $50 we raise collectively as a group, I am personally going to donate another 25 directly to the cause. So if you have your browser open and you would rather just type it in, it's right on the bottom there, onehopewine.com/event/ and that 6-digit code that you see, it's 150905. And that will also take you right to that event page. You can browse. The tasting profiles are really detailed on the website. So it gives you like a really good scope of what you're purchasing. Some pairing suggestions are on there, all of the things. But if you have any questions, of course, you can definitely reach out to me via email, which you can grab through my link tree. Yes. Thank you, Zach, so much for that. Or if you're on the community Pay It Forward One Hope fundraising page, you can connect with me through there. Tag me or shoot me a note, and I am happy to help you make some recommendations, suggestions, or if you need help with an order, I can do that too. So always happy to help and support with that.
And that page is also easily found on her link tree.
Yes, it's right on the top. So if you go to my link tree, you can find the link to support the Aziza Project right there, and you can find our fundraising page, which is a group on Facebook right there at the top. So really easy to find. I know that that's kind of a easy link for people to get to, where everything's all in one place. But this week, it actually just started yesterday. We have a flash sale on 2 of our mixed packs. So what the mixed packs are 6 bottles of wine. 2 of them are on sale right now. Well, I guess we should start with that. Yes, prompting the candy and wine pairings again. If you were with us last time, that's what we talked about, and it was delicious. I'm excited for, some of the Twix that Zach was talking about.
Damn left and right Twix.
Yes, some of the Twix. Twix is one of my favorites, and kind of shifting into those reds as the season gets a little bit cooler. At least over here in Northeast Pennsylvania, it's definitely getting chillier up here, and it's more of a red season now. I feel like we're shifting. So, but the first pack that I want to highlight that is on sale right now is our premium Napa reds. So that would be the ones with the, sorry, Zach, I'm trying to prompt you for that photo.
Oh,
I think that they're sideways. Yeah, on that one. No, it's okay. Other
is
one.
It this
Thank
one?
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So the premium Napa red. So this pack, thank you, Zach, was created to explore the high quality reds of One Hope. It includes 2 Napa Valley Cabernets and the Esperanza red wine, which is from our international collection. So this pack is a collection of our bold and daring red wines. This pack, in my opinion, is for the more seasoned wine drinker that is looking for something special to sip on or gift this season. This pairs well with cool weather and fireplaces. But if you have that wine lover on your list for the holiday season, somebody who's seasoned in wine, these are our higher end bottles, and they are absolutely delicious and a really wonderful gift. So, whether it's a pack or if you're gifting bottles over the holiday season, these are high end and delicious, like beautiful, beautiful gift. And they're on sale right now.
Can I ask you a real quick question? This one that's in the middle, is it the same as the one just above the jelly beans, the one that's showing Italy? I believe you can see my mouse circling it, I'm hoping. Because that is such a beautiful bottle.
Let me
see.
I'm having a hard time seeing
it's the one in between the Reese's and the jelly beans.
I see which one you're talking about. I'm trying to see because some of the labels look similar. Nope, it's not the same. Sorry, I can see it now.
Nope.
Only because if you see there, that's a map of where those grapes were cultivated.
Okay.
If you see that map on the bottle on that top part there, that is actually, they're kind of giving you an image of the AVA, or like where they've literally taken those grapes from to create that wine. So that's when you get into the higher end wines, they can tell you exactly where those grapes came from. Whereas some of our other lines, it'll say California, right? Where
Right.
our winemakers will gather grapes from different wineries that have similar practices, different vineyards, that kind of meet the criteria of what they're looking for. And they'll cultivate grapes from different areas in California to create those wines. These are coming from one specific area, not all throughout California or all throughout, let's say, Italy, for example, right?
Right.
When they kind of tell you it came from, this specific area, like giving you an example here. And I am no wine expert, you guys, but this is just, through the learnings and our winemakers, this is what they tell us and what they share with us. For example, our Paso Robles Cabernet, which happens to be one of our top selling reserve Cabernets, those grapes come from Paso Robles, right? Whereas we have our Vintner Collection Cabernet, which is also delicious. It's just a different collection. It's a different wine too. If you sample them both next to each other, you can definitely tell the difference, even though they're both Cabernet. Those grapes can come from anywhere in California, that our winemakers kind of feel the grapes are fitting for the wine that they're trying to make. I hope that makes sense. I feel like
yeah. It makes
I circled
perfect sense.
around.
All I do know is, like I said, I am I'm huge into collecting bottles because I think bottles are just beautiful. This kind of looks like it might be, and I don't want to speak, I don't want to tell somebody definite, but this almost looks like it would be from France or Spain or something like that.
Yeah, that's an Italian wine, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's go. So the next pack is, I would say, approachable for everyone, any kind of wine drinker. This is our Starter Sips bundle. This is the perfect bundle to get started on your wine journey with One Hope. So we've gathered the best selections across a variety of collections in this pack to taste and discover California's finest growing regions. So you'll see in this pack, you'll see that there's actually 3 different collections here. I personally love the variety because you're getting bubbly, white, and red in this pack. These are all high quality, award-winning wines, and some of my go-tos, honestly, year-round in here. I know, Zach, you'll probably recognize some of these bottles that are in this image here, because you've sampled some of them yourself too.
Yeah, the Pinot right in the middle is one of them that I really, really did enjoy. Matter of fact, I think that's the one that you sent us that for our anniversary, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Okay. Maybe.
But that's actually the one that we drank on our anniversary show. So Adrian and myself. But yeah,
I love it. And since you were talking about collecting bottles, I kind of want to actually just touch on what you had said. You can gift any of these bottles at any time, but some of the ones that I really like to hold on to, some people put lights in them and things or flowers and make them into a vase after, are like the glitter and the shimmer bottles. I try not to throw those away because they're so pretty, and usually you open them with a purpose and like a nice celebration. So I feel like wine is connected to gatherings, memories, celebration of something. And it's nice to hold on to those bottles and kind of repurpose them into something different. I have a friend actually that's making candles out of them and hanging on to those bottles and making candles.
That's what I was going to say. When I was a younger individual, I had so many bottles that were candle holders. So, I just love the dripping of the candle and how unique it makes it. So
I think Stephanie mentioned in the chat Spain. I think I stand corrected. I think she's right. I think that the Esperanza is Spain. And I will be honest and say that we have so many wines on our website that it is very possible that is Spain and not Italy. So I'm going to go back and just put it out there that she probably is correct on this one now that I'm thinking about it. And you guys, I still have a little bit of baby brain. I'm just gonna blame it
Hey,
on my infant over
You
here.
know, I think today, I think every single person on this show deserves a little leeway. We're
Yeah,
all we're
and you
all
know what?
playing a little injured.
I'm gonna look that up now, but I think that she might be right. But again, back to this starter sips bundle. The pack includes our Vintner Collection Sparkling Brut, our Vintner Collection Chardonnay, our Vintner Collection Pinot Noir, our Monterey County Reserve Pinot Noir. So there's a good example of a reserve that's coming from a specific area. So that one is coming from Monterey County. And having Pinot Noir on hand, especially with Thanksgiving coming up, is a really good idea because it pairs really nicely with turkey. Our Vintner Collection Red Blend and the Hospitality Collection Red Blend. And that one is one of my absolute favorites. That wine got me into red wine. So I love that you get to try 3 different collections with this pack. Wanted to mention that. And, you know, I said it before earlier. We raised $50 collectively as a group for the Aziza Project, which is approximately 2 cases of wine, give or take. I'm personally going to donate an additional 25. So think about who needs a case of wine for the upcoming holidays, and let's give back with our celebrations.
You know, one other thing, and I just wanted to kind of bring this up because this is right around your specialty, Stephanie, is I used one of the white wines that you sent us in a shrimp in a shrimp dinner that I cooked
Was it with
the other
pasta?
day. What's that?
Pasta and shrimp, or just shrimp?
Oh yeah. It was pasta and shrimp. Yeah, and it was wonderful. It gave it such a nice crisp taste. It was really good.
Was it like a lemon butter white wine type of sauce?
It was a garlic garlic fire shrimp is really what it was, kind of. I was playing around, and as I cooked for a lot of years, and so every once in a while I just get in there and I'm playing around with different things, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what this is going. Well, that ruined it, but this time it really didn't, So, but it was kind of like a scampi, but it had a little more spice to it. So
I love that.
I've
it
really was.
absolutely used Pinot Grigio or Sauvignon Blanc. I've used those white wines in shrimp dishes also, and it comes out delicious. My kids love shrimp, so we've used those as well. It's always nice to, pour a little glass and drizzle it in your food too, and let it cook off, and it gives it amazing flavor.
Very, very good. It really was. And once again, the best way to do this is to go and scan the QR code that you see right there, because that QR code for this month is supporting Stephanie Berman and the Aziza Project and everything, and promoting that first word, hope, because hope is so damn important, and we need to make sure, and especially look, hope everywhere right now can do a lot of good, but this is one of the places that I cannot stress enough how much the things that Stephanie Berman has been going through can really beat up someone. Again, I've had extensive experience with this, and I truly do know how much it can beat people up. So us meeting was very special to me, and I truly enjoy the fact that we have started this relationship, and I am so glad that Stephanie, we got you involved. Simoes, we got you involved with this as well, so we can continue to support the Aziza Project and everything that you guys have going. So, Stephanie, do you have anything that you would like to finish with? Simoes. Either or, I don't care.
Here we go again. No, just, definitely think about the Aziza Project through the end of the month and how we can support them in any way, from across the country. You don't have to be, right where I am, or right where Zach is, or right where Stephanie Berman is. we can literally support them from anywhere across the country. So let's link arms and do that. The holiday seasons are coming, and she wants to help more women get in front of the care that they need.
So yeah, and Stephanie Berman,
Yes.
was there anything in there that you saw that was there anything that really grabbed your attention? Obviously, you knew the one that was Spain, so you
Yeah.
do have a little bit of experience with these. Was there anything in there that really caught your attention?
No, I actually don't drink wine. So this is part of the reason why I hang out with you guys, because I'm like, I kind of want to learn. But I'm a bit of a geography nut. So yes, that was definitely Spain. and Zach, I have to say, you did correctly identify Italy on the other bottle.
Oh yeah.
That was Monticello, which is Italy.
Yeah.
And that was definitely the Esperanza, Spain. So I stand corrected, and I admit that Stephanie definitely got me on that one.
like I said, that bottle is just beautiful. It really is. It's a gorgeous looking bottle. So, but of course, I'm not a connoisseur yet. I'm still a connoisseur. So, I think that's probably the best way it is. And those bottles would be safe at least until the candy is gone with me. So. But then I'd be going after the bottle. So, ladies, thank you both very much. As always, I love everything about what you guys are doing and all the support that you guys are giving everyone. Please visit Stephanie Simoes on her Linktree, Steph Simoes, and everything you need to know is right there. And you got to remember that Stephanie is not only pushing for the nonprofits that we talk about on a monthly basis. She's got so many others that are also on there that you can take and support. So if you don't see one on here that you want to support, just go on there. And why you wouldn't want to support any of them on here, I don't know. But but Stephanie does work very hard at what she does, and I want to thank you very much for taking the time out.
We're a very good team, Zach. Thank you.
I think we are. And Stephanie Berman, I want to thank you again for, I know that you're suffering right now. You're not feeling all that great, but you getting back up here and doing what you're doing. It's so important to help other people. And that's one of the reasons why I think Stephanie and I appreciate you so much, is because, look, for you to be able to step up and step out and the main thing is helping people. That's what we need more of.
Yep, for sure.
So you can get a hold of Stephanie at stephanie@azizaproject.org. Once again, that's stephanie@azizaproject.org, www.azizaproject.org, or give her a call at 509-430-4089, 509-430-4089. Ladies, thank you so very much. We will talk to you in the next few days. Let's keep this going. Please help the Aziza Project. Please help women. And please help One Hope Wine get to 11 million. So, but we will see you guys a little bit later on, okay? Thank you. I can't say it enough. I watched someone have her life turned upside down because of this. Her life is still in a very, very difficult situation. She got beat up, she got drugged down, she got worn out, and it hurt her personally, mentally, physically. And that's the reason why this is so important. And this is the reason why I keep saying, guys, this is a chance for you to step up. And if you see that your partner, if you see that your mother, if you see that your sister, if you see that your best friend is suffering with these kind of things, and somebody is not taking it serious, or even if they're not, let's get away from the not taking it serious. They just don't know what they're looking for. This is the perfect time to connect with Stephanie Berman I'll try to distinct there. But this is the perfect time to connect with her, reach out to Dr. Bab, and find a path to hope. There's that word again, hope. So I would like to once again take and invite you to direct you to go to www.tiktok.com/@Dr. Corey Babb. You can find out more about his wonderful looking office and program and everything that they got going on. There's a lot of answers and a lot of questions on there too. So a lot of 1 minute videos, some of them a little bit longer. But the thing is, there's a lot of videos on there that can help you help someone else. So that's look, just get out there and really try to help someone. Again, I wanted to thank a really good friend of mine, and he's been with us for quite a while, Mr. Steve Solis, and welcome him to the 2023 Chili Cook-Off and Poker for Pediatrics. Hey, everybody, we're about done for the evening. I want to thank you guys so very much. The end of this segment here in about 10 minutes on wherever you're watching, we're going to have last week's Footprints Forward. We did not have a Footprints Forward this week because I was being cut upon. So there's not one for this week, but it's the previous weeks with Shar. Wonderful, wonderful program in Denver that she's getting lifted off the ground, and with so much more to come. We need to really talk about what's going on in the world today, and not trying to push an agenda, but I'm trying to push an agenda, I guess. We are seeing when ideology becomes more important than humanity, and it's insane. Your life is no more important than someone else's, and that just needs to be remembered. We need to be finding ways to push and hold people up instead of destroy people. And right now, there's a lot of people who are focusing on destroying others. No matter what sect of life you're in, there's good, there's bad. Our news focuses a lot on the bad. And that's one of the things that Community Pay It Forward is really trying to, I don't want to say stop, okay? Because stop is something that that's a little far out there, and I'm not even sure it's even possible. But maybe we're trying to slow this down. All of us at some point in time have needed a helping hand. And I'm not talking with money. I'm not talking, what I'm talking about is on occasion, you know what? Maybe you've needed maybe you've needed help moving a couch. As embarrassing as this is to say, right now I have to ask my wife for help to pull up my socks. Imagine if nobody was there to help you when you needed that help. Imagine how difficult that could be. Now think about that next time that you're passing someone who's having a difficult time. Think about that before you ignore somebody who asks for a little bit of help. Community Pay It Forward was built on me being a biker and loving the fact that we spent every weekend trying to help people. And it was built with the fact that we work with small businesses in the biking community all the time. We work with businesses who sit there and they struggle every day to keep their doors open. Yet they're willing to give the last t-shirt on that rack, their last chance at making $15. They're willing to give away that t-shirt if it's going to support someone in the community with a hand up, a helping hand up. You go back in 2 weeks later, they're sitting there and they've got tears in their eyes as they're trying to scratch out a check for their mortgage or their rent. But they did what they need to do, because it does not do us any good in the business world to do business where everyone is suffering. If we ignore those who suffer, we're going to push them into an oblivion of hopelessness. If they're suffering, they can't become future leaders of our world. They can't become active members of our society. They can't look, if you're suffering, if you're, if there's tons of things that are going wrong, it's really hard to make a positive impact. Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, the PACT channels, Stephanie Samos, Mr. Z, Steve Solis, Brian Gibson, JR, all of these people that I work with. And I'm sorry, I know I'm leaving out about 1,000 of you, and I'm sorry about that. But these are people who are out there every day trying to make a difference by simply doing what they do. Yet they're going to forego a portion of sales that can go towards something that you love. Stephanie put it best. You make the decision. It doesn't matter who I love, who I support. It matters to me, but it doesn't to you. We want to know who you support. One of the things that you can help us support is we're looking for more sponsors for, once again, our chili cook-off and poker for pediatrics.
Stepping out of her fear, bring me home. Out alone to show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.